could probably do without me. My sun is still sort of sitting behind some clouds, so it's not as spectacular as yours right now.
Nice.
Give it time.
Nice. It's such a beautiful morning down here. There's a slight offshore and a little bit of swell. It's going to be a pretty good day, I reckon.
Oh, I reckon Steve might get Phoenix in the water this morning, but I've got a nice big day. I'll be doing an intensive from 8 a.m. So I'll have to live vicariously.
Vicariously through everyone else. Why not?
Yeah. It's a very pretty day though today.
Yeah, and inspiring.
Yeah, gorgeous.
So I thought I'd ask everyone today what they thought they would be able to do in this challenge. What was hanging in the background? But yeah, they sort of thought, I don't know if I can do this. And it stems from your comment yesterday when we were talking about doing the lives every morning. It was like, as if we could do that.
Yeah. Mainly because we talked about it for, I don't know, the best part of a year. And it was, I don't know, what do you think that was? Do you think that was fear? I'm trying to put my finger on what the resistance was to doing it.
It's interesting, isn't it? And I don't really know, but I think the important thing in it is that, even though we're sort of the face of the challenge and showing it off, that even we had to prove things to ourselves to be able to get through this. And this was our challenge. This was our pain point.
Yes. Well, I think the reason why I wanted to rope you in is because I knew that I'd have more commitment if I was if I needed to keep you on track. It was something bigger than myself, and I think that's often like why we set public goals and have accountability groups, and like why I do my Mondays and Fridays when you feel like you've got somebody else to be accountable to, you're more likely. But when you're in something together and I feel like when you've got to have somebody else's back and help them to get through it, you move into that place of service.
Yeah, absolutely.
Weren't we talking about that yesterday? Like the way out of, did we talk about that last night? The way out of fear is to go into service.
Yes. That was in Art of the Impossible, wasn't it?
No. Was it? Was it the beginning of Art of Impossible? I feel like we got that a while ago. No, because we talked about this a few weeks ago. I'm going to put my finger on that. I think it was before Art of Impossible. But when you're facing fear or facing resistance, if you can put yourself aside and move into service, it's much easier for you to get into action. So maybe it was like to go from stuck, move into service, and that will help you to progress. But I think there's plenty of times we see that we might be scared to do something for ourselves, but if we want to help a loved one or a child or something through something, then we're able to find that courage or the leadership to be able to step into that space.
Yeah, and even if you think about someone that's in a dire situation that needs to be rescued, saved, treated as a patient or anything else like that, most people will be able to put aside any of those worries, fears, or anything else, and just get on with it.
Yeah. So this is the power of community and the power of group, right? I believe that the meaning of life is actually connection. So, and if we don't connect, our soul doesn't get to fully express and therefore ascend. So when we think about that, the reason why there is so many group challenges and group fitness programs and group coaching programs is because when we connect with somebody else, and we can see someone else is going through a similar suffering and we can support each other, it helps us to up level. Which I don't think is exactly where your question was going though, Kyle, in terms of what.
There wasn't a particular direction. It was just a random comment that come up with for the morning. And
yeah. So when we look at the 6 weeks challenge, the core elements being sticking to a diet, drinking the right quota of water, doing your 2 movements a day, reaching out with a message of gratitude, love, or just, you know, checking in on someone that you wouldn't normally check in, so not your day-to-day person. Giving an hour of playtime, joy without a device, no devices whatsoever for 1 hour a day, and reading 10 pages a day, and then sharing that knowledge with other people. So out of all of that, and for most of us, when we chose diet, we chose to drop the alcohol as well. So the question to the tribe is, where did you feel like you'd struggle the most? Is that right, Carl?
Yeah, definitely. What was the real thing that you were going, oh, I don't know if I'm going to get through this. Yeah, because we don't want it to be easy. It should be a challenge.
Yeah, it's not called 6. What did I say the other night? I think the kids asked me my sister asked me, I said, I'm really tired. I've got to go do my pages and my yoga, so I had to get off the phone. And she goes, can't you just miss one night? And I said, it's not called 6 weeks soft, Holly. It's called 6 weeks solid. So, yeah, and I've got to say the one I absolutely struggle with the most is my 1 hour of playtime, my device-free playtime. So, because when I've been device-free, I've been reading my book or doing my yoga, I'm not doing my yoga because I'm using the device to have my yoga teacher, so I'm failing at that as well. And that's just been my real challenge to make this space. And even when Kay put it in my calendar, we just definitely made a scheduling error on that. Like, me thinking I was going to actually down tools and do that at 4 o'clock in the afternoon was comical. What's been what was the one that you were most daunted by, Kyle? That was definitely the one I was most daunted by as well.
Probably the mornings, I think. Actually doing this bit, the 6 a.m.s. The putting the device down wasn't really a challenge, and particularly when I've got the kids here, because that's just the focus. You know, leave the phones behind and go and do something.
Yeah.
The exercise, I'd sort of been out of rhythm, so that was going to be a bit of a challenge. But again, it's just come together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just being up at this time and going for a skate in the bowl, and then doing something with the kids or going for a surf. It's just kind of settled into a rhythm now.
Yeah. I knew once I'd committed to you that the mornings would be okay, because I've got you to commit to. I need the commitment for the playtime, a booking.
And so I'm certainly feeling the challenge of, you know, there's been a few afternoons where it would have been great to have a beer, mm-hmm. or, you know, something sweet because of that deep spring thing where essentially you're eating nothing sweet.
Mm.
So, you know, at the moment they're a challenge.
I've still got sweet potato. I haven't dropped it. Yeah.
And so that's a challenge now, and I knew it was coming.
Uh-huh.
But I guess knowing that it was coming, I can just push through it.
Yeah. What I've been recognizing is I've been the different levels of hunger. Last night, like we had a really delicious tomahawk steak, and Steve cooked, and
not in the air fryer.
Not in the air fryer. We didn't cook it in the air fryer. Thank God. And like I ate plenty enough, but then I found myself afterwards feeling hungry, and I'm like, I was trying to like, have I drank enough water today? Is this water hunger? Like, where's this coming from? Is this boredom hunger? Yeah, I think I came to it as emotional hunger, and yeah, maybe it was that craving of, not that I ever really ate sweets. It's just when it is, I think when it is taken away, that's when you want it. And it wouldn't be something sweet. It would be the Panna organic chocolate that's got no refined sugar or anything in it. But yeah, I was like, okay, I was asking myself, what hunger are you? Because I know you're not actually hungry. I've just eaten.
I've just eaten half a cow. I can't possibly be hungry.
Yeah.
And that's part of the thing, isn't it? That doing something like this is about noticing what's drawing you back to those desires.
Yeah.
Whether it's a different hunger or a habit, just a habit of having dessert or something sweet.
Well, this is weird for me because I don't have a dessert. I don't have something sweet afterwards. Like I don't have that habit at all.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, where are you coming from? Feeling of hunger? I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know if I've seriously reconciled that, but yeah, it was because usually I have my dinner and I'm done. I don't need anything else. Although I suppose my wine is sweet. Maybe that's the sweetness.
Yeah.
I normally would have a glass of wine after dinner.
Yeah. And so then it's either just that habit or the desire for that little sweetness.
Yeah. That or I think in my mind that's a treat. Like when I used to just have one glass of wine before bed, like way back before COVID. But that was my treat. That was my, like, I sit down and I'm going to relax now. I'm going to have a sip and like, yeah, I would see that as my treat. So I think, and it was it was nearly 13 hours on Zoom yesterday. So it's, I think that's what it is. Oh, nice track, you guys. There we go. Yeah. What I need to do is the sparkling water with the Smart and Sassy drops. That'll fix that.
We're burning for a fair bit of sparkling water.
Yeah. So I think that kind of goes back to also, Kyle, the podcast we did a little while ago around notice the little things, that self-awareness piece.
Yeah.
Like where are you feeling frustrated and where is it coming from? Why are you resisting something? Like if you've got a rub or a resistance, just sort of checking in and ask, like, is it a fear-based thing? Is it what is it that's, and if it's a fear, where is it coming from? If it's if you're craving something, is it just a habit or is there missing a nutrient? Like what is it what's driving that and having that check-in for the self-awareness?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the challenge for today, everyone. Is let us know what you thought was going to be the biggest challenge, and is it? But also for those things that are rubbing you, what do you notice? What else do you notice that might be a driver or a trigger?
Beautiful. Oh, I think that's what day is it today? Thursday.
That's Thursday.
I don't know what day it is. I was about to say happy hump day, everybody. No, we missed that.
We're past hump day.
We're over the hump. Which means we're over halfway if we're past the hump, yeah?
Oh, not quite. Sunday's the hump.
Oh, Sunday's the hump.
Sunday's the hump. But let's say it is anyway.
Okay, sounds good to me. Beautiful. Nice. Your sunrise is spectacular. Mine is still beautiful. It's because of the cloud on the horizon. I'm not getting that spectacular orb that you're getting.
The sunrise is definitely better looking than me today. So all I can say is everyone have an amazing day and get out there and
Yeah, get outside, enjoy it, and let us know where those resistant points are. see if we can help you through them.
Yeah. Enjoy, everyone.
Bye, guys.